Out of all the players in the NBA, Ben Simmons might be the most confusing to me. He has rare gifts for a player his size. He's made All-Star, All-NBA, and All-Defensive teams, but at the same time, you could call him a disappointment and it would be justified. It's so odd to me because a player this successful early in their career shouldn't be justifiably viewed the way he has been. And today I want to talk about that in this video. But before we do get into today's video, I've noticed that about 62% of you guys that watch my videos happen to not be subscribed. So happen to fall into that 62%, or you just happen to be new and like what you see, feel free to like, subscribe, hit notification bell, be notified whenever I release a video. I make videos to take elements from film essays and apply them to basketball. I also make videos covering the NBA draft and high school basketball as well. So if any of those things interest you, this is the channel for you. Let's try to get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. I don't know if you guys know this, but likes do go a long way in more people finding my videos, so leaving one will be much appreciated. But with that being said, let's get right into the video. Quick recap of how Ben Simmons has gotten to this point in his career. He moved to the United States for his sophomore year of high school, played at Montford Academy for 3 years, developed into one of the best players in his high school class, and won multiple Guide Code national titles during his time with Montford Academy. Decided to go to LSU, had a great freshman season, so everyone why he was the best player in the draft. Went first overall to the Philadelphia 76ers, becoming the first player since Shaquille O'Neal to be from LSU and go first overall. Missed the entire 2016-2017 season with an injury. Had an all-time great rookie season in 2018 as his numbers only have been matched by Oscar Robertson as far as rookie seasons go. Would win Rookie of the Year despite a stupid campaign by another candidate. Make his first All-Star team in his second season. Make his first All-NBA and All-Defensive team in his third season. And through 4 seasons, he has an impressive resume to say the least. 3 All-Star teams, an All-NBA third team selection, an All-Defensive first team selection, and Rookie of the Year. That's a great resume, but why is Ben Simmons viewed as a disappointment to some? His lack of improvement is a big reason as to why people view him as disappointing. Now, he has improved in some areas of his game, as he did go from a pretty meh defender entering the league to one of the best defensive players in the league that is in contention for Defensive Player of the year in and year out when healthy. So I do think it's a bit of a stretch to say that he hasn't improved at all, because he has developed into an elite player on an important side of the basketball. And the other areas of his game that are strengths of his are at a point where they don't need to be improved. His passing ability is elite and among the best in the league, so he doesn't really need to improve there. His finishing ability around the rim is at a high level, and really with both of these strengths, improving them would just push him to unrealistic kind of quality in these skills. So again, they don't really need to be improved. However, the biggest area that I believe he hasn't improved on that makes people believe he's a disappointment is his scoring ability. Now, being a near 16 point per game scorer on near 62 shooting percentage without any form of a jumper is impressive. However, even without the jumper, I think he could be a better scorer because he isn't as aggressive as you would hope he would be. And he's passive as well, deferring to other teammates. I understand the teams pack the paint knowing it's his only threat as a scorer because he doesn't really have a jumper. I know he likes to get his teammates involved, which is fine given how gifted of a passer he is. But at the same time, he's 6'11", 240 pounds with a good handle, great athleticism, and strength. He is unstoppable going downhill. And you know how I know he is? Because when he attacks downhill, he is unstoppable. But the problem is that he just doesn't do it as much as he should. And you might be saying that maybe people just put too high of an expectation on him. Maybe he was never meant to be this franchise player like people projected him to be coming out of high school. And maybe that is true, but I don't think it is. And here's why. He's shown flashes of dominance. His rookie season, he had 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists in the first half alone against LeBron James. And he finished the game with like 27 points and a triple-double. He got to the line 23 times in the game against the Suns in his second season. He had 34 points in 25 minutes against the Cavs in year 3. And he had 42 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists in this season against the Utah Jazz, who was one of the best teams in the league. So he's shown on multiple occasions that he can be a dominant player, even without the jumper, but he just doesn't do it. And that's what makes him so frustrating. It's the fact that he's good. In fact, he's really good. But he could be even better. You know who I compare Ben Simmons to? I compare him to Justice League Season 1 Superman. Because Season 1 Superman had all the powers and all the strengths that you would expect a Superman character to have. But he got cooked almost every episode of Season 1. The most powerful member of the team, the leader of the team, was a living punching bag for almost a whole season, getting beat in fights by clearly inferior opponents. And that's the same way I feel about Ben Simmons, a guy with elite physical gifts and rare skills as a basketball player. A 6'11", 240-pound frame with the athleticism of a 2-guard and the skills of a point guard. Yet, there are times he doesn't even look like the second best player on the team, despite these rare gifts that he has. I've watched Ben Simmons play for 9 years dating back to his time in high school, and while he's a good player, don't get me wrong, he's a great player in fact, that's accomplished what most in the NBA can only dream of with his accolades and his stats. I still think he could be better. The gifts he has suggest he should be more than what he is already. More than just a 15, 7, and 7 player. And mind you, this isn't even me factoring in his lack of a jumper. I think he could be even better even without a jumper. And that's what makes him so frustrating in my opinion. Listen, I'm not saying Ben Simmons is flat out a disappointment. He's not like Andrew Wiggins, who had the worst possible outcome for his career that didn't involve injuries. He's not like Greg Oden, who had his career derailed by injuries. He's not like Anthony Bennett, where he was just flat out terrible. Ben Simmons is disappointing in the way that you could just tell he could be better than he is. And the fact that he's really good and could be better makes it even more frustrating in my opinion. Because in my opinion, being good when you could be great is even more frustrating than being bad when you could be good. Because the idea of Ben Simmons being better than he already is insane, and something that not only will be great and a high level player, but also something that's fun to watch. But knowing that he's capable of being better and he isn't is really frustrating. I'm at a point with Ben Simmons where I just doubt he will ever develop a consistent jump shot. It's possible because, again, anything is possible, but he's had 5 years in the league, 4 of them he's actually played in, and he hasn't improved on it at all. The free throw numbers haven't shown improvement, he still doesn't take little to any threes at all, and the ones he do are either late shot clock heaves, or he's just up big on another team, so he decides why not. So again, he just hasn't improved. I could easily make those jokes that everyone makes about him being a coward that needs to shoot more threes, but given his form and some of the attempts I've seen him take, I really don't want him taking threes because it's pretty ugly. However, like I mentioned throughout the video, I think he could be even better without the jumper, because not many players can match his physicality, and the players that can match his physicality are rare athletes in their own right. His lack of a jumper isn't what disappoints me. It's his lack of aggression that bothers me, because he's shown when he's aggressive, he can be unstoppable, but he's just not aggressive at a consistent rate. Is Ben Simmons a bad player? No, he's far from a bad player. He's, in my opinion, a lock for one of the 40 best players in the league, and is probably even higher than that. Is Ben Simmons a successful player? Yes, he is. He's accomplished a lot in his 4 years of NBA playing experience. 3 All-Star teams, an All-NBA third team, an All-Defensive first team, Rookie of the Year, a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate. That is very successful. Is Ben Simmons a disappointment? Yes, because he can be even better than he already is. You can accomplish a lot and still be a disappointing player if your talent suggests you could have been even better than you already are. Take Shaquille O'Neal for an example, a player that clearly is one of the best to ever do it, one of the 3 or 4 best centers in NBA history, one of the probably 10 best players in NBA history. That's up for debate, but I would definitely say one of the 10 best to ever do it. And he's accomplished so much in his career: rings, he has won an MVP, a scoring title. He has just been one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant player to ever play the game of basketball. But here's the thing, he could have been even better than he was if he cared more about staying in shape, and if he did, it probably leads to less injuries, which leads to a longer career, and means that he probably scores more than 28,000 points in his career, because based off his talent and based off his dominance, you would think that he would be a lot higher on the all-time scoring list than he is. And based off the way players are scoring now, it looks like he's not even going to be top 10 when it's all said and done. And you know, you just think that like a player like this should be in like that 30 to 33,000 range scoring wise, but he's just not. And again, it doesn't take away from anything in his career, but you can say in this regard he was disappointing. That's the same way I kind of feel about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is an accomplished player. He's a very unique player. He has shown that he's one of the best defensive players in the league and one of the best passers in the league. But his talent suggests he could be even better, but he just isn't. But that is the end of this video. If you've made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all those things, be a big help to me. I want to let you know, when I compared Ben Simmons to Shaquille O'Neal, I was not saying that Ben Simmons was lazy. I was just comparing them as far as great players that can be somewhat viewed as disappointing. So just so you know, I didn't mean that in the sense of Ben Simmons being lazy, but let me know what you think about Ben Simmons in the comment section below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. I know you're going to have a bunch of controversial ones, but other than that, again, you have time, go watch another video. I have over 360 videos on this channel, so I bet you'll find something else you like. But with that being said, have a nice day.